Hey guys, what's up? Robert Romero here. Look, a lot of people have been asking me about my diet and what I've been doing, and my nutrition and all that sort of stuff. So I thought I'd create this video and kind of explain the whole thing that I'm doing for you guys. So basically, what I'm doing is something called intermittent fasting. And now, I'm sure you guys have all heard of the term intermittent fasting, or most of you have. And I'll try and explain it in the most simplistic way. So, what is intermittent fasting? So, basically, intermittent fasting is, to put it simply, is basically just an eating pattern. So, basically, you eat for a certain number of hours throughout the day, and you fast for a certain number of hours throughout the day. So, what I practice is I eat during an 8-hour window, and I fast for a 16-hour window. Now, what that means is that this is a typical day for me. I will wake up at, say, about 7 o'clock in the morning, and I will fast, and I won't eat. I will drink water. I'll drink a lot of water. First thing I do when I wake up, and you guys should be doing this too, is just chug a bottle of this water each morning right when I wake up, and because we're all dehydrated. And then I'll drink coffee, but I'll drink it black. And my first meal is typically at 12 o'clock noon. And so I work, so 12 o'clock is our lunch time, and that'll be my first meal at 12 o'clock, 12:30, somewhere around in there. So that's when I break my fast, and that's my first meal. So if my first meal is at 12 o'clock, then I have until 8 o'clock to complete my eating cycle. So I can eat all the way up until 8 o'clock. And I typically will eat dinner, about 7, maybe 8, right around there. And then that's it for the day. And so the rest of the time I'll get ready for bed, go to sleep, wake up the next day for work, and do the same thing all over again. And so that's called intermittent fasting. So typically I'll have 2 meals in a day, one at lunch and one at dinner. And also in between that time, I could have, I usually have like 1 or 2 snacks, depending on how hungry I am. And that would typically consist of like a protein bar or a protein shake, something like that, something relatively nutritional that will just kind of fill my stomach and get me through the work day, and then go work out until I get home and go eat dinner. So that is sort of intermittent fasting. Now, it's not a diet, it's an eating pattern, basically, is what it is. So why do it? There's a lot of reasons why you should do it, and there's a lot of benefits to it. And I'll run through some of them right now. So one of the big benefits with intermittent fasting is that it's been proven that while you're fasting, your metabolic rate or your metabolism increases. Now, your metabolism increases anywhere from 3.6% all the way up to 14%. That's 3.6 to 14. So that's the range. Now, guys, even if you're at the low end at 3.6%, that is a huge improvement. That is great. I'll take that any day. And for those fortunate people that have where it affects them even more and gets their metabolic rate up to 14%, that's just enormous. So what that does is that your metabolism is working a lot faster, and so it's burning fuel, and it's burning calories, and it's burning fat, basically. So that is one of the benefits of intermittent fasting. Now, the other benefit is that there is an increase in growth hormone. So if you're exercising, you're lifting weights, or you're training, or you're doing strength training, any of that, then that is definitely something that is a big advantage for you, because it increases growth hormone levels in your body while you're fasting. So that is a huge benefit. And so utilizing both of those, high metabolism and growth hormone, is extremely effective in getting your body the way you want it to be. And The other thing that is proven that it actually does is it lowers your levels of insulin in your blood. And so basically what that means in terms of conditioning is that your body will store less fat. So basically you're burning fat and you're gaining muscle on intermittent fasting. So those are some of the big benefits to it. There's other benefits as well, and I'll tell you from my experiences using it and doing it. I've been doing it now for I'd say about 6 months, and it's not that hard to do. It's just become like a way of life, and it actually fits my life really well, and it's very easy to do, and it just kind of goes well with just a lifestyle. But basically what it does is, while I'm fasted, when I get up in the morning and I get to work, I feel more alert, and like I can focus more, and I'm more aware. I can concentrate better, and I have more energy, and I just feel overall that I'm more productive while I'm fasting, and that's a big benefit. And that's I've heard other people say that they feel the same way. It does the same thing for them, and I can honestly tell you that is happening to me, and that is one of the biggest benefits from it. Is just the clarity you have in your the way you can think and perform. So it's great if you're working or going to school or something like that. So yeah, that's a big benefit. The other is basically you have 8 hours to eat. And when you narrow down your eating window down to 8 hours, you will ultimately consume less food. And so that is a big benefit as well. Like for me, I have 2 meals a day, one at lunch and one in the evening, and a couple of snacks in between. So I really don't eat that much. I think ultimately I eat less overall, even though my meals are pretty fulfilling. I eat a lot during those times. And eat good food, though. I mean, that's a key right there, is you have to eat, to get the full benefit, good food. And if you eat nutritional food on your meals, proteins, vegetables, spinach, broccoli, things like that, and carbs, rice, potatoes, oatmeal. So if you eat those wholesome foods, you're definitely going to get the full advantage of it. So, yeah. So, I mean, who is intermittent fasting good for? I mean, it's good for people that have a busy lifestyle. Who can really manage 5 meals a day or something like that. Or whatever they tell you to eat. It just becomes a struggle to try to eat that much. So I think it's good for that. If somebody who's busy, mainly if you work, if you go to school. If you're off doing stuff, I think it's really great for people with those types of schedules. One of the things, if you're exercising and you're utilizing intermittent fasting, I think you'll get a huge benefit out of it, simply because you'll be able to grow your muscle that you're working when you're working out, and lean out. And if you're not exercising, you'll still get a benefit from it. So say you live a sediment lifestyle and you don't really do anything, but you have weight to lose. If you practice intermittent fasting, you will likely lose weight and you'll lose fat. And even if you're not doing anything. So that is some of the benefit by utilizing intermittent fasting. One of the things to take note is, while you're fasting, you cannot consume anything over 50 calories, because if you consume something over 50 calories, then you've ended your fast. So typically, black coffee, water, 0-calorie drinks, things of that nature is what you want to consume during your fasting period, in order so that you can maintain your fast. So what else? So if you're strength training, one of the things you want to do while you're fasting is to drink amino acids. Now, the reason why you want to do that is because you're working hard in the gym and you're trying to lift weights, you're trying to get bigger and gain more muscle. Well, while you're fasting, you want to protect that muscle that you've worked so hard for. So these amino acids, and basically all it is typically it comes in a powder form, and you put a scoop or two into your water, and that will protect your muscle that you've worked so hard for while you're fasting. So that's key for those out there that are strength training and conditioning, and that would be a big part to it. And I do that as well. So I want to make sure that I drink amino acids because I'm lifting weights as well, and I want to protect that muscle. So, anyways, hopefully, if you guys have any questions, hopefully this was a clear, simple explanation. And if you guys have any questions, just put them in the comments below, and I will answer them. And hopefully you found this video helpful and insightful. And if you did, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. And I have more great videos coming your way. And stay true to your fitness, folks, and keep smiling, and I will see you on the next video.